Solitary fireflies are unique and fascinating insects known for their bioluminescent glow, which plays an important role in communication and reproduction. However, in recent years, their population has been steadily declining due to various human activities and environmental changes. Factors such as urban development, habitat destruction, pollution, and climate change have significantly disrupted the natural ecosystem, threatening their survival and reducing their numbers.
Now, I will be discussing the problem faced by the solitary fireflies. The population of solitary fireflies in Malaysia is rapidly declining, signaling a serious environmental issue that demands urgent attention. Their survival is increasingly threatened as natural habitats are disrupted by expanding urban development. Artificial lighting, constant human activity, and landscape modification interfere with their ability to communicate, reproduce, and thrive. At the same time, deforestation and the removal of mangrove and riverbank vegetation are destroying the shelter and ecological support system that they depend on. Pollution of water and soil, along with pesticide use, further harms their vulnerable larval stage. Climate change adds another layer of pressure by altering temperature and rainfall patterns, disrupting the habitat stability and their food availability. Together, these factors are driving a worrying decline that calls for immediate conservation action.
If you don't mind, I would you to describe the current firefly population status that like it is stable, increasing, or declining.
Okay. So something to note about this, of course, is that the context for firefly population in Bukit Kiara is that it is we have solitary fireflies. So these are different from the congregating fireflies that you see in Kuala Selangor, yang macam pilih-pilih macam tu, like the one that looks like Christmas lights. Those are the ones that you see in Kuala Lumpur, the mangrove type background, versus the ones that you see in our urban forest, which is solitary fireflies. But that's number one. When you see them, it's just one by one. So number two, I mentioned that because we started studying the fireflies of Bukit Kiara officially properly, I would say, with scientific method and whatnot, with a collaboration with FRIM as well as later on Monash University. We started studying it in 2020, and because the park is 466 acres, we have not been able to study the entire area. So how we study it is specific spots. We do like 2-3 locations, and then we do monthly surveys to keep on sort of checking to get the baseline. In our opinion, it has been generally somewhat stable. However, there is one specific location that borders the park. It's actually at the southern boundary of the park that is currently going through development, and that has affected the firefly population that lives around that area. So that's why when I say for firefly population as a whole, we think it's stable based on our numbers. However, what we've noticed, habitat based, one part there, it is declining.
Now I will explain why the decline of solitary fireflies happen. First, urbanization and artificial light. As cities expand, light pollution increases. Second, habitat destruction. Deforestation remove important areas like forests and riverbanks. Fireflies need these places for shelter, breeding, and moist conditions to survive. Third, pollution. Chemicals from agriculture and industry contaminate water and soil. Fourth, pesticides. Pesticides kill fireflies directly and also reduce their food sources such as small insects and snails. Fifth, climate change. Changes in temperature and rainfall disrupt their life cycle and habitat stability. Lastly, human disturbance. Activities like tourism and construction create noise and movement that stress fireflies and affect their natural behavior.
To address these issues, several mitigation measures and conservation efforts have been implemented to protect firefly populations in Malaysia. Currently, researchers are conducting scientific studies to better understand firefly behavior, habitat needs, and life cycles. These provide important data to support effective conservation strategies. In addition, collaboration with government authorities help ensure that protective measures are properly enforced. Efforts are also made to reduce habitat disturbance, as fireflies require plant, leaf litter, and dark environment for survival. However, further action is still needed. Habitat protection must be strengthened by preserving mangroves and riverbank vegetation, as well as restoring areas affected by deforestation. Light pollution must also be controlled, as fireflies rely on darkness to communicate and reproduce. Reducing artificial lighting and creating dark zones are essential. In addition, pollution and pesticide use should be minimized to ensure clean water and soil for firefly larvae. Finally, increasing public awareness and promoting sustainable practices can help protect firefly habitats in the long term. In conclusion, a combined effort is necessary to ensure the survival of fireflies and maintain ecosystem balance.
In conclusion, the decline of solitary fireflies is a serious issue caused by combination of human activities and environmental changes. From the findings and interview insights, it is clear that although their population may still appear stable, it is under increasing pressure and could decline further if no action is taken.